apparently we have found the fast track to getting published. We're very excited to talk about it. Season 8, Episode 11, I believe, of Ditch Diggers with Mer Lafferty and Kameron Hurley.
Ditch Diggers appear and ain't no wannabes here with some not so nice advice for your writing career. To be clear, no punches will be pulled, but the punch may be spiked how they like before they get on the mic. To my left we got the mighty Mer Lafferty, and if I piss her off, believe me, she'll come after me. And her co-host Matt Evan Wallace on the right. Yes, she may be half as hype as she can take him in a fight. So settle in, folks, buckle in and boot up. Time to meddle in a way to make your writer shut up. It's hard work, but the perk is that it's fun and exciting. Facebook will still be there when you're done writing. Ditch Diggers! Ditch Diggers!
And we're coming to you live from the Ohio silos of the Ditch Digger Manor. Mer Lafferty, Kameron Hurley, Ditch Diggers, talking about writing and business. How are you, Kameron?
You know, I'm pretty good. I can have no complaint. Well, I have few complaints that I will air here. How's that?
Sure.
For another couple minutes, so give me a couple minutes. Maybe I'll find some things to clear the air with. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
How the hell are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little low energy today, but overall, I'm all right. I'm helping a friend out with a project, with some narrative stuff, and that was my focus today, so I did a lot of that. And, I've got a couple of projects that are kind of weighing on me, and they're kind of becoming albatrosses. So I really hope I can at least get some movement on those so they won't find out, that they won't turn into the, what is this one going to be about kind of feeling. But, hopefully it's a well air-conditioned silo. Yeah, I don't think we're getting the heat that the Europe's getting right now. Are you guys getting, like, worse heat than usual?
Regular. No, it's regular heat here. It's like, it's not even quite surface of Venus time yet. I mean, get those. We do get the occasional spell, but no, it's just regular hot here.
Yeah.
Plant trees, man. I planted like 36 trees, and that is pretty much the only reason I can go outside in the summer here, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't follow Kameron on Instagram, you really should. She's worth getting an Instagram account if you don't have one, because Kameron has turned her backyard into literal Eden. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw 2 naked people in one of your photos. I didn't want to say anything because it was rude, but I'm pretty sure Adam and Eve are back there.
Yeah, no, it is pretty good. It's also called the Killing Fields, because of course we have 4 dogs, so when it comes in here, it gets murdered. Every time I see a cute little bunny, I'm like, run away now! Yeah, so no, we have, and again, we have 2 ducks and 4 chickens now, and we have them. It's like Fort Knox, man. We have the chicken one, not chicken wire. We have the really sturdy stuff. Anyway, we have that locked down. Like that place is, we call it the air lock. You know, before we open their coop, we have around, and we open that, and we close it. Then we open their coop and let them out, because we've had some close calls.
Yeah. My dog. Every time I hear about the cute, gentle dogs who just pick up little animals and carry them around, I'm like, I have seen an animal disappear down my dog's gullet. I have seen it go, and I'm just like,
it's all gone.
Yes, that was a horrifying day. That's when I learned that a rabbit is more attractive than a piece of rawhide, because I was kind of trying to trade it.
Yep.
Anyway.
We tend to. Yeah, it has to be really high value, like cheese or something.
Had not tried cheese.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry to take it down a dark path. I hope people are doing well. I should probably say hi to the chat, since y'all are all saying hi to me. Star-Eyed Green is here. Numbers Ninja, my awesome moderator, is here. Lee and Underpope and Cheryl. HS Valley Indy, is it late for you? Or is it early for you? I can't keep track. Primalina, kids are asleep. Preemie's here. I'm still got the embarrassing prompt for Preemie because she's amazing and won a Nebula. And 100 plus in Sacramento, but that's normal. Yeah, I mean, we're in the low 90s right now. Thank you for the follow. Actually, we had 2 follows. Thank you both. Ontario's getting a heat wave. Water ship down. Yeah, there's a dog loose in the wood. Did anybody watch the update of that? I heard that... Great, now I can't... I am terrible with names. I'm terrible with names that I come up with. I'm terrible with names from other people's stuff, so please forgive me. But the guy who played Finn in the new Star Wars, I heard he was in it. But,
James Boyega, I think? Possibly. Maybe. The chat will know.
Chat will know. John Boyega, thank you, Lady Tremere. Yes. Hot here in Indiana, Tubler. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, Jasmine. Preemie says it's 80 freedom degrees up here in my nice little spot of Canada. Cat is smushed up against me. Why? Is he not hot? Does he not know that I am hot? Yeah, I don't know. My dog just comes over and just mashes her head on my knee and just, like, looks up at me. And I'm like, you're very warm. And your head is heavy. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Jasmine. Wow, 15 months. That's amazing. So yeah, it's been a little while because we took the time off. And then, and Kameron's only with us once a month with her gracious gift of her time. Thank you very much, Kameron. Very glad to have you back. But I'm very glad that this coincided at the same time because I really wanted to hear Kameron's opinions on what I wanted to talk about today. Because we found, my husband found this actually, this article in The Guardian. I'm going to put it in the chat and try to remember to put it in the show notes. There's going to be a new reality show, y'all. It's to find America's next great author. Because everybody knows that watching people write is the sexiest stuff that you've ever seen. It's just like, learning how to dance and singing and all of that. It's really entertaining. All right, so that link is in the chat if you want to follow it. But
I don't think it's going to make it out of pilot. I don't know that they're going to. I mean, they're going to have to basically have them do hazing each other, which is basically what it is. And we had this big joke. We had that joke at Clarion when I went to Clarion West. That, wouldn't this be great as a reality TV show? And then we're like, yeah, but 90% of your day is just sitting in front of your computer and making coffee.
Yeah.
But of course, what makes it a great what would have made it a great reality show is all the interpersonal drama, right?
Exactly.
Oh my God, we have 5 minutes. Your stories due. It's 1 story a week. We're down to the wire. Will you get it done? And so, yeah. So I mean, I can kind of see him there, but here's the problem: it's not a short story a week, which actually I think could be very compelling.
Yeah,
it's a novel over a month. And then what defines a novel? Right, someone who just write the 20 million times. Here's your 50,000 words of, modern dance interpreted. I mean, that's the thing.
Glass in a novel.
They're having a lot of rules around this. A lot of people doing that. Yeah, and at Preemie saying in the chat, yeah, I could totally see it. Doing a writing workshop, watching, because America, they love to watch people get their ass handed to them. They'd be crying and screaming. Terrible. Yeah, those kinds of things, that kind of drama. But I can't see what they're pitching, which is just go write a novel in a month, and then we'll have some fun little challenges that maybe you do. I think it's run by a successful author. It's just, I just don't know how compelling that's going to be. Without, again, inherent drama of you're writing a short story a week with 17 strangers and there's all this interpersonal drama and there's only like 7 of them or something. I'm like, that's not enough for drama. Yeah, you got to have that 12 to 17. Again, there's a reason that Clarion is the hot kettle that it is and can be such a mess because then you get clicks, right? It's Yellow Jacket. You got your clicks going on, and people are eating each other, and sometimes literally, and things are going down, and then they're drinking, Jamba Juice and vodka in the middle of the night, and that could be compelling.
That's true. That's true. I personally don't like it, but I know I'm an outlier here, but, Ink Master is almost, it's maybe half tattooing. And the other half is all head games and, we've got an old lady who wants a tattoo and that skin's just gonna rip, and so I'm gonna give her to this person I hate. This person's like, I know why he gave me the old lady who wants the tattoo. He hates me. And you're thinking, did you ever think you'd say that sentence? Did you ever think that? And, apparently the prize is $2,500, because
Yeah, I think, because I was reading that too, I think it's just for the pilot. Okay. I think you have to, $2,500 to get through the first round. I don't think it's been greenlit. I think only the pilot has been greenlit.
Okay,
and they're talking about
hope so.
Yeah, because I read $2,500 too, and I'm like, well, that's not worth it. Like, why would you go? I mean, have you seen inflation? Like, that's barely gonna get you. Can't even get you a month of rent in New York City. I mean, dear Lord.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to figure out how it would be entertaining. A couple of people are admitting that they would watch it. I would probably watch it. It's because every time I think a show's not going to be entertaining, they manage to often make it so. I thought the whole dancing reality show was the stupidest fucking thing I'd ever heard, and we actually watched one of the seasons. It was entertaining. And, it was the one where Chris Kattan revealed that he'd broken his neck on the set of Saturday Night Live, and he didn't reveal it until after he'd been kicked off. And I thought, that the fact that he didn't divulge that early, it stinks of reality show BS.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you move so stiffly. He's like, yeah, well, I broke my neck. It's like,
yeah, and that's some of my problem too. Like, one of the reasons that Great British Bake Off it does so well and people love it so much is because they actually help each other and they work together. The problem with U.S. shows is that they feed the drama. They want there to be drama and people tearing each other's hair out and hooking up and not hooking up. They make sure that there's plenty of alcohol in the house. Somebody freaks out and starts tearing their clothes off. And, I don't know. It's one of those things where, yeah, sure, it's entertaining in the way that, watching the daytime, what was it, the Maury and Donahue.
Oh, yeah, Donahue.
Yeah. Man, back in the day. Williams. Who's the father? Who of these people is the father of my child? I'll do the maternity test. Oh, it's none of them. Oh. And it's that thing where you're going to, like, laugh at people as opposed to watching people succeed. And so it's just always rough for me. U.S. reality shows are very difficult sometimes for me to watch. There are a few, like, Bering Sea Gold or shit like that. So there are some that I'll watch, but the more manufactured it becomes, the tougher it is to watch. I watched Pawn Stars for a long time because at least it wasn't let's destroy each other. It was, here's some interesting tidbits, Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we watch the people were talking about Gordon Ramsay in the chat. Again, I can't think of names of anything. The one with Gordon Ramsay, the yelling one. No, wait. That doesn't narrow it down. MasterChef. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you've got people saying, I know she ran out of butter, but I'm not helping her. I'm not ready to go home yet. I didn't come here to make friends. What other reality trope can I say? And then on Great British Bake Off, you've got like, oh man, do you need some help? Because I'll come over there and I will hold it so it doesn't fall, and I will bring you more flour. And it's like, okay, well, everything just fell on the ground. Let's pick it up, brush it off, and hope that Paul didn't see. And they're all just there to help each other out. It's so wholesome. So I would like to talk about Clarion a little bit more. But to go on, it's I do want to say one thing. It's the show is aiming to attract a wide and diverse range of applicants. That's great. America's Next Great Author is dedicated to including writers who aren't normally given a seat at the table in mainstream publishing, reads the mission statement. Contestants don't have to be graduates of elite MFA programs that basically guarantee an open door to the book business.
Guaranteed! You spend $100,000 on your MFA and you're guaranteed a deal. Wow. Wish I would have known that.
I mean, it's possible that I did not go to an elite MFA program, but I had my book deal before I went. I'd gotten it like the month before. But I can tell you, I graduated with a lot of people, and I don't think any of them sold a book yet. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about my fellow students. I'm just saying it's hard out there for everybody. And, it does not guarantee you shit. A lot of people say, why do you want an MFA? And I wanted an MFA because I wanted to get better. I wanted to study writing under the people at Stone Coast. It's like, nobody really got the fact that I wanted to learn.
I actually wanted to learn.
We're thinking, like, what are you going to do with that degree? I'm like, I just want to learn under these people. It's either, like, Clarion or this program, and this program lasts longer, but Clarion is 6 straight weeks. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be away for that long, so I chose the MFA. But, yeah.
Heck, I'm thinking of Clarion. How many of us got book contracts after Clarion?
But a lot more come out of Clarion than I think anywhere else.
Probably anywhere else, yeah. I'm thinking, like, it was me, Patrick Weeks, and David Levine, and that might be it. I think Amy Sisson had some short stories. Greg Beatty had some short stories. But I think that's it, and that's 3 of 17. I think we were, and that again, and that's high. Like that is considered, like, usually you say at Clarion, it's like 2 to 3 people actually go on to, like, have careers writing, and it goes longer than like 5 years. One person actually came to it having written a book and had it published like 20 years before, which I thought was funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, no, just because you've attended these things does not give you a free pass. You can still be a crappy writer coming out of these programs, or just not a commercial writer. I mean, let's be real. A lot of people, especially, come out of MFA programs, and they're writing weird novels, and they don't understand plot and structure, and so they're writing things that nobody picks up. Maybe they come, out of sci-fi and they got plot and structure, but there's other things that they're having problems with.
They don't write The Unhappy Marriage of a College Professor quite right.
Who's banging his student?
And suffering through the ennui of banging his student. When I think about Viable Paradise, people who came out of there who have published, that I know of, I have not kept up with everybody. Scott Hawkins, who did The Library at Mount Char. John Chu, who won the Hugo for Best Short Story. I think that might have been the year you won.
I didn't win a short.
No, but you won for nonfiction.
Oh, for something else. Yeah.
And I know a couple of other people have done things within science fiction, such as Dave Thompson was editor of Podcastle for a little while, and Elise Matheson, but she's doing art and not writing. She won the Hugo for Best Fan Artist. And one of them, Mac, went on to run Viable Paradise. So it's even I'm starting to think that's a pretty high percentage.
That's high,
really.
Yeah.
Now that
a lot of people. Yeah, I had actually 2 people come out of that experience, again, 6 weeks, short story a week, and said, I realized I don't want to be a writer, and that was actually a valuable thing for me to learn.
I know a couple of people who did that
too. This sucks. Yeah. And that is a valuable thing to know, that maybe I'll write a short story once now, but I don't want to spend all my time, pursuing this brass ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, actually, people are saying they know people who've done that too. Underpope says, I know a couple of Clarion graduates who've given up on writing. I know one person who did. I won't say their name, but I think they gave up on writing because they figured they were unable to publish, and figured like these people apparently in The Guardian think that the game is cooked, and there's the man doesn't want them to get published and stuff. So Oh, and earlier Daniel asked if he needs to bring more drama to our Kick in the Pants workshop that we do. No. I can't handle shit like that. I can't. I would fall apart in any reality show. Any of them. I would be the one in the corner sobbing. And yeah. I just get there and start crying because I just be like, I don't know what's happening, and there are people who just relish the idea of being the villain, and I don't know. But it's like, yeah, it's no, I'm not good with the drama, and reality tropes really annoy me. The whole I'm not here to make friends, and except for the kids, MasterChef kids, they all say, I'm worried about my friends, or whatever. They always mention the friends during the interviews, which is just pure and glorious, because the adults are like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not ready to go home. Who the hell is ever ready to go home in a reality show? Sorry, I am small irritations.
We've actually had somebody at our clearing class where, I think after the first 2 short stories, they just actually stopped writing short stories for like during the workshop because it was stressful. So
they just stayed and critiqued?
They just stayed and critiqued, and just didn't write. And I just was like, why would you come here and spend all this time and all this money and not do it? But they learned very quickly it was just not for them.
Yeah.
And no, I could never be on reality TV. It's all made up, right? I mean, it's all produced to within an inch of its life. I mean, if you actually read, stories from people who are producers on reality shows, I mean, super manipulative, and how they cut things and how they push people. They're always trying to, screw people up. So I would never do it.
Yeah, there's a season of Ink Masters where they were trying to take 2 popular contestants from a previous season who were hated each other, and they were supposed to take all the new ones and they'd make teams, so you had the 2 teams going against each other, and you could tell the way these guys would talk to each other when they were throwing shade. They almost looked like they were reading off a cue card. And then when they would discuss just general tattoo stuff, you could tell they were friends.
Yeah.
They totally respected each other. It was just so silly. But I will say that we're watching Lego Masters right now.
Yeah.
Which is just amazing seeing what these people can create. And they're actually quite funny because you can tell the producers are trying to get these 2 teams to go against each other. These people, I mean, I think them being bad at it is part of it, because they could. I don't think the producers would show it if they actually were trying to be good at it. It's just they're laughing at each other, going, "Hey, why are you copying me? No, hey, why are you copying us?" And later on, someone's like, "Well, you got to team up with another team," and someone's like, "Well, I guess we better go over and ask our arch enemies. So, you guys, our enemies, want to be on this team together?" I mean, they're just so bad at this. Let's pretend we hate each other thing, and they're barely trying, and it's actually very sweet. Because they can't stop smiling when they're just these absolute nerdy Lego fans are just talking to other absolutely nerdy Lego fans, and you can tell they just want to sit around and nerd about Lego together, but they have to pretend to hate each other. But I'm betting they could spin it to be entertaining, but I really can't imagine being. I mean, but the kind of people who want to be on these kinds of shows are the kind of people who sign up to get free tattoos from Ink Masters.
Yes. Well, I was just gonna say, how many people we were just talking, well, I would never be on that show,
Hell
right?
No.
already you're taking a lot of readers to be like, well, fuck no, I wouldn't do that. So yeah, you're gonna get a very certain type of person who's a writer on that type of show for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you only get $2,500 to make it through the first round.
Yeah. But the writers are going to be very knowledgeable in this whole elite conspiracy to get only MFA people through the publishing doors and no one else. And
well, there's going to be an evil MFA in there. Someone's going to sneak in. They're going to realize, oh shit, he has an MFA. Oh, elitist. Oh, and so that they can all throw things at him. So yeah, I'm sure that'll.
I don't want to watch.
See, it's all about conflict and tension. Yeah. Who are the people that we put together that will have the most conflict together? That's the problem too. Is that's how they're choosing this, right? They're choosing it like we would arrange a book, a story. Is who can I put together where they ruffle each other's feathers the most? Let's have the super religious person and the super not religious person. Let's have the super conservative and the super liberal. Let's throw them all into a pot. Yeah.
Put the heavily tattooed biker with the nun, and I don't know what reality show the heavily tattooed biker and the nun are both going to be contestants on, but I would watch that one too. Fig White, hello. I'd love an online workshop I could participate in, even if so many of the workshops weren't so expensive. I can't take the required time away from work. Yeah, that's the problem.
Have them now? Don't we still have the online writing workshop for science fiction?
I don't know if the online writing workshop is still viable. But speaking of Viable Paradise is only a week. It's definitely not Clarion. Odyssey. Which I always kind of equate with Clarion, but it's not because they have a slightly different way of teaching. But it's also it was a 6-week residential thing, but they've gone 100% virtual and they're staying 100% virtual. So if you look back in the Ditch Digger archives, I interviewed somebody from Odyssey this year to talk about what their changes are going to be, and I think that's going to be a year-long thing, which also is. It's going to be expensive, but it's not taking all that time away from work. Mm-hmm. So there are some options. Let's see. Our VP class was...
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it now, and I'll put the link in the chat. But yeah, online writing workshops still exist. Elizabeth Bear went up through that one.
Yeah, so did I.
$5 a year. So yeah, I'll put the link in the chat.
Kids Are Asleep says, our VP class is pretty successful. I think at least half of us are somewhat published at this point. That's great. Yeah, I'm always surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, but seeing people who are successful, who are Viable Paradise graduates too, which is pretty cool. Oh, that's right. Chat reminds me, I'm still giving away 2 copies of the Kaiju Preservation Society. You can. Hey, Kameron Hurley followed me. Yay!
I can't chat. Apparently, wasn't following.
No, you can't. You can unfollow me right afterwards. Don't worry. Okay. Yes, we're still giving away 2 copies of the Kaiju Preservation Society. I'm doing the drawing on Wednesday. It's not going to be live, but I'm giving everybody till the 20th. Just email me, mightymer@gmail.com, with the words giveaway somewhere, or just say you want to win the Kaiju Preservation Society. I say this like I get mountains and mountains of email, and you're going to have to put giveaway to stand out, but I'll read it. Okay, Kimmy shows up belatedly. Welcome. That sounds fabulous. Are you talking about the Ink Masters thing I was talking about, K. Kimmy? Sounding fabulous? Because it's not a new season. It was a couple of years ago. If Numbers Ninja's still in the chat, they might know. They might remember which one it was. Voice of Kiki, able to catch part of a live stream. Welcome. Elite Conspiracy is the name of my new band. Preemie, can I play the triangle in your new band? Are we pitching writing competition reality show now? Yes, Kate Kimmy. I will put that link in the chat. I hate Windows. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Hell. When a heavily tattooed nun and a biker who's afraid of getting tattoos. That's good. There'll be a white bread, so no interest, probably a little diversity, and then the white guy wins surprise. They said they do want to go for diversity, and their main judge is a black author who has won the Newbery Medal, if that helps at all. I don't know. Thank you, everybody, for putting the links and the online writing workshop. I am clearly behind in chat. It was the Ink Master where they were doing cover-ups and they paired the black man with the guy who wanted to cover up Nazi-themed tattoos. Okay. Oh, yeah, Cameron, you can't put a link yet, because...
Oh, I'm too new. All right.
Hang on.
You're going to have to do it, Mark.
Okay, you should be able to do it now. I got powers. Oh. Lego Masters thing, I think I've only seen the first season. There is a second season. So that's what we're watching now. I'm here, what's the question? Which season? It's the one with the two past... I can't remember anybody's name. My God, that's like the third time I've said this, and it's true. It's when they took the two people from previous seasons and they put them head to head, and they each had a team, and they were trying to put the two guys against each other because they hated each other, and you could tell when they talked that they were just like, they were friends who respected each other, but they had to be like, oh, you're going down, and all, you know, that whole tattooed dude, cross arms, big muscles, large tattoos in your face kind of thing, that pose. Does the band need somebody who played trumpet for 2 years around the turn of the century and hasn't touched one since? Daniel, I'm leaving it to Preemie because Preemie is leader of the band, so I don't know. Yes, we need this position filled. Great, Preemie, thank you. I could scream real loud. Well, Underpope, I'm sure if we have a... Yeah, why not? You always need a really good screamer. I'm gonna put the Guardian thing in the chat again. I'm gonna try. Why can't I copy and paste? Windows, why you gotta be like this? So, I want to know who in the chat would try to be part of this. God. Everything's gotta be difficult. I can't even yell at Bill Gates anymore because he's like trying to make do the COVID vaccination thing and help and fix malaria and sleep with his employees. But
I was gonna say, just because someone does good things in the world doesn't mean they're not an asshole. That they have asshole things. And just because someone's done an asshole thing doesn't mean that, you know, they don't occasionally do nice things. I think that's one of the things that, and again, it's that problem we have now is either so you love something, it's wonderful, or you hate them because it's problematic. And like, I love all sorts of problematic stories and media and all that, and I can acknowledge this is problematic as shit, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can be like, well, Bill Gates, you know, has done some bad things in the world. He's also funding some really good research. That is okay. The human brain can contain both pieces of information.
That's true.
It's just Twitter that has a problem with that. It's only one. They can only do one message, Twitter. It's yes or no.
Yeah, I was trying to promote...
The level of prey. Yeah.
Years and years ago, I was trying to promote a women's health charity. And someone contacted me saying, okay, this is before all of the Joss Whedon terribleness.
Oh,
but they're like, you shouldn't give to them because Joss Whedon is a spokesman. And he said this one time about... I can't remember what it was, but it's like, it was one of those, let's throw everything under the bus because of one thing Joss Whedon said. This is before all the terrible stuff that came out. This was like... And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
I'm not going to burn it all down for one asshole, right?
I mean, this is the problem of politics.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with Obama on everything, but I would have rather had him. And you just kind of have to wonder, well, how bad will it be with this person versus how bad will it be with this person? Okay, well, I will take the one. Yeah, it's you have to contain the multitudes of, they're gonna do some stuff you don't like. And everybody's gonna do some stuff you don't like. We have gone to a different place, but because I was just complaining about cutting and pasting. We're talking about death metal and Cookie Monster. Number Center would rather dance naked on camera. I'm assuming you mean rather than be in a reality show. At least that would be over quick, yes. No desire to be on reality TV of any kind. Yeah, they drag out the torture. Clickmer's link in Twitch says, "Are you sure you want to go there?" It was The Guardian, right? I mean, did I link something bad? I know, I just linked the Guardian. Maybe it was because it was a really long one. I don't know. Being a child of the 70s, I still love the Dukes of Hazzard and want a General Lee replica. Yeehaw! Snape did nice things, at the end was a mean jerk for years. Yeah, I never got the whole, you don't abuse a child like he did and just, and living under a rock up here. He treated some people, he treated the women on his shows very badly. Very badly.
Just Google it. There's plenty online.
They went through 100 cars an episode, yes. I wasn't gonna go off on The Princess Bride, Jasmine. I know that everybody else loves it, so yeah. Anyway, hope they end up with a bunch of extroverted writers. That's a really good point, Preemie. If they grabbed 6 of us, it would be 4 people locked in their rooms and come out maybe at mealtime.
Maybe, yeah.
And 2 people who...
meal and come back, yeah.
And 2 extroverts who are really trying hard to have some sort of antagonistic relationship for the camera, who really just want a nap.
Yeah, no, I think, again, it'll be mostly a lot of extroverted, creative artists. So they'll choose them very well. So, no, I'm sure. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met an extroverted writer. I'm kind of extroverted.
Scalzi's fairly extroverted.
Yeah, Scalzi's fairly extroverted. I feel like either age or the pandemic is making me more introverted because I'm suddenly discovering I've been around people now. I'm tired feeling when I used to really love it. Especially cons. I would look forward to cons, and then just being around all of my people would just thrill me. And I think it was conventions that had me finally learn what an introvert was as opposed to an extrovert. Now I have to go back to my room. And I have to close the door and draw the curtains, and I have to sit. And I'll be very happy.
Just lie in bed and watch HGTV. That's what I've been doing cons. Where did Kameron go? She's lying in a dark room watching HGTV so she can recharge for her next event.
Yeah.
So if you ever wonder where I'm at, if I am at a con and you don't see me, that is where I'm at.
And you got me wandering around with a bottle of scotch going, Kameron, just hang out with me. I have the scotch. I won't talk much, I promise. If I was on the show, I'd be the one distracting everyone while I put off my writing until the last possible moment. If they had ADHD writers, I would watch that in a second. That would actually be entertaining because they would all put it off to the last minute. Scalzi is an outlier in many ways. We fake extrovert well with bouts of it, yes, sometimes. My main deterrent to reality competitions is absurd time crunches. Well, yeah, you basically have to do NaNoWriMo, and I'm wondering what they mean by novel. If they're going to do the NaNoWriMo thing of 50,000, if they're going to do the, what is it?
And
SIFWA, which is 40,000, isn't it? Yeah, SIFWA definition of a novel.
I think they'll do 50 because of NaNoWriMo. My concern is just, again, what is a novel? And I think that is a really good question. It's people know what a tattoo is, but when it comes to, what is a novel, I've read some really weird novels. I mean, you could just copy and paste the same thing over and over and over again, slight change it, call it a novel, and say, here's why it's amazing.
I am a Philip Glass of literature.
Yeah, so, and that's the thing, too. How are they going to keep them from, importing writing they've already done? And I immediately went there, right? Oh, I get a flash drive, and I have something else I've already written. Oh, sure, yeah, I wrote 50,000 words.
Yeah.
I think, that was where I immediately went to. I was going to cheat that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kids Are Asleep says, ADHD writer show. A dozen people cleaning their writer house and taking long walks and trying to find the one tab they need among the 500 tabs they have open. Wow, Kids Are Asleep. Just come for me next time. Those tabs are all really important. You don't know. God. Wow. I don't even know. But yes, as chat says, Station Eternity is up for pre-order, as is The Kids Are Asleep's new book, which I don't know if I can reach. Yes, I can. Haha. Prime Deceptions. Is that? No, that's the second one. I'm good at this. Here we go. You can tell, because it says uncorrected proof. Fault Tolerance. Fault Tolerance. Available for pre-order by Valerie Valdez, a.k.a. The Kids Are Asleep. It comes out August the 2nd. There we go. You're welcome. I'm sure I've written 50,000 words on this novel, but have probably deleted about 45,000 of them. Yeah, and did they have to finish the novel? That's what gets me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I've written 92,000 words that I then threw all out. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a special one. That was a novel that ended up taking 5 years because I wrote it once, and it was like, this is what my agent literally was like, this is not very good. Oh, man.
Wow.
So, yeah, she's like, you were really pissed when I told you that. I said, yeah, because I knew you were right. So yeah, no, I threw that all out and I started over. 92,000.
Wow, because I had to do that, but that was with my my novella, so that was just like 20,000. But I had to do it twice, so that was painful. My new chaos habit: closing all the tabs at the end of every writing session. My stomach just left my body. Says Kids Are Asleep. Wow. Me every time Firefox crashes, restore my tabs or I riot. Yes. So yeah, I think if we can find a way to do it, we should do a watch party of this, because even though we agree that it's kind of silly with the whole elite MFA program, elite is now a bad word, which I believe is a dog whistle thing.
It is.
It means wealthy liberal, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the elite MFA programs, I still think they'll make it entertaining, and there will be. You're right. There will be an MFA. Okay. I don't know if they're still doing it because I'm really not on Twitter much anymore. But there was a really good Twitter feed called "Guy in Your MFA."
Oh yeah.
And
that was a great Twitter feed. Yeah.
It was painful. It was so good it was painful. I recommend looking for Guy in Your MFA.
We've all known that guy. Anyone who's been in any kind of writing, like, because I did a lot of, I didn't get MFA because for many reasons, but I did have, like, in college and high school, and like I would do a lot of creative writing programs and all that, and there's always that guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's still that guy in your MFA. Oh no, he stopped in 2019. Oh, that's too bad.
Well, you can still, like, just read the archive, because it's
read the archives,
really good, and by really good I mean incredibly painful. So Kameron, what are you reading these days?
Oh, what am I reading? I'm reading Wake the Dead by our friend T. Kingfisher, actually. It's a kind of a gothic weird retelling of Fall of the House of Usher, and it's very short. So I'm trying to finish up that one. Mostly, my mom's been sending me a lot of domestic thrillers, and
I like getting my psychological thriller advice from you.
Yep, I've been going through quite a few of them. Again, I was really into Laura Than White for a long time, but then I got through her entire backlist. It was one of those.
What did
like
she
when
write?
I got into crafting. Huh?
What did she write?
She was the one. What were they all called? I don't know. It's a lot of them, and they were almost all really good. She actually started out writing romantic suspense, like Harlequin kind of novels, and then transitioned to romantic thrillers, and then now they feel more domestic thrillery. So it was interesting. That's always fun when you discover a writer later in their career, because then you can kind of go back and watch the evolution of their career.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting. Just her evolution as an author was cool to see. So
yeah.
So yes, I'm actually not reading a ton. I'm watching a lot of TV, tons of murder shows, and of course Yellow Jackets. I'm obsessed with Yellow Jackets. They pitched it as Lord of the Flies, but women, and I'm like, well, that sounds terrible. But it's actually a horror show, and there's some really nice, like, supernatural undercurrents to it, and it's about, again, these older women dealing with this trauma that they never, or carrying this trauma that they, from their childhood or their teenager years, that they never processed, and it haunts them. And it's just so good. Christina Ricci is having the time of her life as Misty. It's a really great show. So mostly, watching a lot of TV. And I have that backlog of domestic thrillers that I need to get through. So what about you?
I forget everything until I pull up my Audible. Every once in a while you go back into your to-be read pile and realize there's been something sitting there for quite some time that shouldn't have been. I'm reading The Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig.
Oh, yes, I love it. Yep.
And, I've got a large stack I need to read for the podcast, and I'm reading a lot of slush for Escape Pod, and it is my Audible credit refresh day, which is very exciting. I almost bought 3 credits this morning to buy something, and I thought, oh, wait a minute. I gotta have those tomorrow. I recently read Winterset Hollow, which it's a self-pub book, kind of like a Winnie the Pooh meets Hunger Games kind of thing. It's the favorite childhood book. Was actually based on real anthropomorphic animals. Also, they want to kill you. And that it was rusty in some places, but it was pretty solid narrative. What else did I read? I read something else recently. What is it? Damn it. It's gonna bother me a lot. It was a Riley Sager book. House Across the Lake or something. Have you read a lot of Riley Sager? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Yeah, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager.
Yeah, and I was going to say, House Across the Lake could be is evocative of so many different books.
Yes, exactly.
The Across the Lake in the Woods, yeah.
Yeah, have you watched the parody of these kinds of stories?
The one with Bell? I really tried. It was super awkward. It was just really awkward to me. It didn't hit my. It didn't work for me.
Yeah. Where it hit, it was really good. But I think a lot of it was presenting outrageous things without. You still had people wondering if it was real or if it was satire. I mean, like so many things not understood. Like, for some reason, she kept getting casseroles out of the oven without hot pads and burning her hands. And then she, but then, when there's the finally hooking up with the hot guy who's possible suspect, they have sex all over the house. It's just like cut from scene to scene to scene. They're just like, they're over here, they're in the kitchen, they're on the stairs. And it was just so funny watching, just thinking like, in reality, it's like, that was really over the top. So I think it was interesting, but what it made me wonder is, and I think this is a cinematic thing, not a writer thing, how it failed in the...
Yeah.
You could tell it was ridiculous that all of these things were happening, but I don't think it's ridiculous enough. Like, the sex thing was very clearly ridiculous. The amount she was drinking, well, I've seen lots of media try to, pass that off as normal or she's having a bad day kind of thing. Like, I didn't like the movie Sideways because I'm just like, this is a comedy? It's about an alcoholic.
It's a dark comedy. And I actually liked that one.
I didn't even think it was dark.
Oh, no. I thought the tone was just perfect. Yeah, a dark comedy. And that was what didn't work for me with this one. It didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Are you a dark comedy? No. Are you straight up satire? No. Are you serious? No. It really wasn't sure. And, because we talk about genre markers, right? Mm-hmm. As authors at the time. And there was not a genre. I'm like, okay, good. This is going to be a send-up of the thrillers. And it felt like a bunch of set pieces that never really kind of came together for me. Yeah. And the tone was just not, it wasn't right. I didn't have a marker. And so I think that was my struggle with it for sure.
Well, it's really funny because a lot of people complain about the whole formulaic thing of, especially genre books. Mm-hmm. But those formula help us, like with the genre markers, like you said. And I won't spoil it, but one of my problems with the Riley Sager book was it kind of veered into a genre that it did not prepare me for. And I was kind of annoyed at that. You can actively dislike something if you're expecting something different. It could be, like, incredible, but if you're really expecting something different, then, the experience of expecting X and getting Y can just break your mind. And by you, I mean me. I'm just thinking of some things that were just fine or universally loved, and I'm just like, I expected something else and did not like this.
Well, and here's the thing. I think this whole, nobody likes formula is an elitist MFA thing. Everyone loves a formula. Everyone loves it. Yes. Romance novels. Murder shows. I watch murder shows. If the murderer doesn't get got by the end of the murder show, fuck that show. It's doing a terrible job. That's not why I'm watching it, right?
Yeah.
I think for most people who consume media, we're consuming a piece of media for a certain type of experience. I think of, again, Sue Grafton's alphabet novels. I read those like all within 3 months right after the 2016 election. Well, yeah, I was, deep in booze and murder books because I wanted the bad guys to get caught, right? And I'm that way a lot right now, right, with all the hearings and everything. I want to see the bad guys get punished. And if I'm reading a murder book and I'm not getting that out of it, that's not the experience that I'm looking for. So yeah, as authors, you're and as an author who I write certain types of novels at this point too, people want to come to your books for a certain type of experience. I want to, read a Kameron Hurley novel with kick-ass ladies and things are dark, but there's hope at the end and, the world is transforming and like you get a certain kind of experience. And that's why people, kind of gravitate to your stuff. So I think that's just silly. People, of course, love formulas. Romance is 40% of the industry.
Yeah.
It's romance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we are up on an hour now. If anybody in chat has any questions about writing reality shows, because clearly we are both experts now, or anything in general regarding ditch digging, or if you are listening to this later and would like to ask me a question, email mightymerch@gmail.com. If you want to ask Kameron a question, email me and I will ask Kameron. Yeah, I guess that is it.
Yeah.
I'm watching murder shows. I'm reading occasional thrillers, but also, getting into this newest science fiction that's coming out. That's exciting. And I do want to read Ursula's. I haven't picked it up yet. That came out last week, I think.
I think it was last week. I've been really into Gothics lately. Mm-hmm. Again, I read that, Mexican Gothic. I read The Hacienda, which, speaking of formulas, I had some issues with the third act in that book. So I don't want to spoil it or anything, but I actually would not consider it a Gothic for that reason, but I did read it. And Leech is coming out in October, which I read over a year ago.
You sent that to me.
So good. So good. Because I'm on a Gothic kick. Again, I think it's just, if people have said Gothic is a comeback because we're all stuck at home, and I'm like,
Okay, I know this is a stupid question, but I really, really don't know the answer. What makes a Gothic?
So a Gothic is, a woman who comes into, a woman who is not of means, who comes into, it could be a house, or it could be some other kind of enclosed space or something, where she has none of the power. But then through her own wits and strength of character, she manages to, overcome and, de-haunt the house, or, de-haunt the person who, usually, again, there's a romance involved where it's, and he or she is of a higher class and all of that. So there were some very specific things about it. But to me, it's very important that, for me, this is key with a Gothic, is the heroine needs to have the agency. She needs to be the one who is driving the narrative, who eventually, finds her fortune, sticks to her guns, whatever it is. And that comes back to, I think, with Jane Eyre, which is one of the ones that I really enjoy, because she leaves him. He says, hey, I want you to just be my concubine, basically. And she says, screw you. And she goes out and she actually has her own life and does this stuff. And she does come into some money, not of her own, whatever. But I really like that one because it was very gutsy of her to be like, no, I'm going to, and she had agency. So that's really important to me when it comes to a Gothic, that they are the agents of their own kind of transformation. Yeah. And Leech, oh yeah, that is, Leech is so good. Anyway, so, yeah.
When is Leech coming out?
October.
And who is it by?
Hiron Ennis. Hironennis. Yeah. I believe it's their first novel.
Okay. I'll try to put that in the show notes. I'm writing it all down anyway. So that's step one of being a responsible podcaster, right? Right. So anyway, as I said, if you got any questions, please email me. Put Ditch Diggers in the information in the subject line. Just need more good comedies in my life. Just finished Our Flag Means Death.
Abbott Elementary. Watch Abbott Elementary. It's amazing.
Elementary. Okay.
Hilarious. Yep.
We started rewatching Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah.
I forgot how good that was. I mean, I knew how good it was, but then you watch it and really, Ted's a master manipulator. He really is.
Kill him with kindness.
Yeah, but also the scene where he gives everybody a book.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what anybody else figured it out, but Roy figures it out pretty easily. Mm-hmm. Why he got that book. And it happens when he's reading it to his niece, and he's screaming, fuck, while reading it to her. And then tells her to mind her own business, and then gives her a kiss, and then leaves. That's the most wholesome experience. Right. Can we put the show notes in the tips Kameron has to lock down social media like Twitter, Instagram? Yeah, I can do that. We did a show about that a while back, didn't we? I guess I don't know if I put enough in the show notes or not.
Yeah, in fact, I had a viral tweet recently, and a couple on Jeopardy went viral too.
Oh, that's right.
But it was something about, again, reproductive justice, and people are like, oh my gosh, I look at these comments, I'm freaking out, and they're like trying to argue with them. I say, I don't see them. Mm-hmm. I see 7 comments of the 350 comments that are on this, because I only see comments from people who follow me, who have accounts that they have verified.
Yeah.
Or not verified, accounts that they have, have a verified email address.
Yeah.
And I went to my Twitter settings and did that, and I didn't see anything. And you have to dig for it if you really want to look for it. And it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. So it's the only reason that platform, I'm still on that platform. It would be untenable otherwise.
Yeah, you helped me before Solo came out, and I still don't know if I got any crap for that, but because I had it locked down so well. So
that's good. See, yeah,
Yeah.
This go viral. Oh wait, I think this is viral. Yeah, it took me a while because I only saw 2 comments. Yeah.
Let's see, I was going to ask you something. Damn it. It's all gone. Oh, yeah, what you should do is, like, if you can do it with privacy, do, like, a shared screen thing and have your assistant record you going through the settings and locking down all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
might be
that's actually a good idea. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, because people do ask about that all the time. Again, you asked about it. I know we have other authors who are like, oh, I see all these comments. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you seeing all these comments?
Exactly. All right, I really was doing something. All right, Stephen Joys is streaming Final Fantasy VII. Stephen Joys is always wholesome and delightful. This has been the Ditch Diggers with guest host Kameron Hurley. Thank you again for your time, Kameron. As always, I appreciate you. Tell people where they can find you.
Well, they can find me around the interwebs, KameronHurley.com, at Kameron Hurley on Twitter and Instagram. I'm also on the TikTok, and I share, my assistant actually has got me on TikTok, and it shares little like clips of writing advice that I give and some of behind-the-scenes stuff for Patreon. So if you want some just quick writing tips and stuff, that you can find that on TikTok as well. Same, it's at Kameron Hurley. Oh, and for the rest of the month of July, I'm not sure when this comes out, just want to let everyone know the Light Brigade, which was the answer to a question on Jeopardy recently.
That was amazing.
Right? It's just $1.99 on Kindle through the end of July. So, pro tip, if you have not read that book, it is like The Forever War meets Starship Troopers meets Edge of Tomorrow. And it was super fun to write, and Jeopardy really dug it. She got it right. The contestant got it right. I was like, oh, shit, yeah. So.
I was going to say that it's like the one thing cooler than it being on Jeopardy was the fact that somebody got it right.
Got it right. Oh, yeah.
All right, and I am Mer Lafferty. You can see me, merverse.com. You can see the blog and show notes about this show and my other show. And I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. with I Should Be Writing, which has less swearing and more wholesomeness and less business and usually less anger. We'll see. Released under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives License. Our music is from Devo Spice. DevoSpice.com.
Ditch Diggers!
This is a free show that is funded by our patrons. You can help out at patreon.com/mightymur.